Watch the amazing evidence God has given you. Your Bible is preserved. Okay, listen. Right here. Let's go right here. Listen.
Wow. Okay. So what's kind of interesting about the date of this is somewhat, not exactly, but somewhat contemporary with someone like Muhammad. And obviously, we've been doing a lot of stories about the Islamic view of the Injil, the New Testament. And it doesn't actually say this, which I found interesting in the Quran, but people from the Islamic world say, well, your Bible has been corrupted. Now you have these manuscripts and others, and maybe this is a more 30,000 foot perspective, but do these older than Islam manuscripts validate or invalidate the Bible that we have today?
Listen.
Oh, the older ones in particular, but we have later ones as well that really affirm the Bible that we have today.
Listen.
The difference between the King James Bible, or the New Testament really, because the Old Testament is almost identical in terms of the basis. The difference between the King James New Testament and modern translations, the Greek text that stands behind those two, is about 5,000 differences.
Jared, go Google, see how many words there are in the Greek New Testament. All right? Over 100,000 words. There's an exact count. Among the Greek manuscripts that the King James translators used, with these earlier Greek manuscripts that modern versions use, only 5,000 differences, and it has to do with a conjunction, like either the word and the. Listen.
The vast majority of which cannot even be translated. There's spelling differences, there's little conjunctions, like there's different ways to say and in Greek, and there's all sorts of things. The vast majority cannot even be translated.
Do you understand what it means? The majority of those differences have nothing to do with the text, its meaning. It has to do with either the word the. Should the word the be there or not? And. That's it. That's it. But now watch. Has the message been changed by the differences, and are the doctrines different? Listen. Listen to how God has preserved the words.
What's significant also is that in the last 400 years, not a single theological point, no doctrine has changed, as far as I know, for any denomination, any seminary, any Bible college, any theological group between the King James and today.
Do you understand what he's saying? From the King James to modern versions and all the latest discoveries of manuscripts that were found in 19th century, 20th century, none of those manuscript discoveries, none of them, the ones they found in 19th century that are earlier, come from what he calls the Alexandrian stream. None of them change the theology, Christology of the Bible. So you can read a copy of John written in the 3rd century, and a copy of John 9th century, same theology, same gospel, same Christ. See?
Now you have these King James only people that speak about the differences, but they have yet to show anything where our views are different based on the Greek text.
Now watch.
These modern translations are just showing us an earlier text. The King James was based essentially on 9 Greek New Testament manuscripts that had been published 100 years earlier. And the oldest goes back to the 11th century. So just 600 years earlier than the King James, 17th century, 1611. The oldest manuscripts we have today go back to the 2nd century.
Did you hear it? We have found copies of the New Testament books that go back as early as the 2nd century, whereas the books were written in the 1st century. See that? 30 seconds, we're done. Listen, see that?
And this one, the 6th century manuscript, is one of the early ones, a very important one, and it agrees substantially with those earlier manuscripts.
You know, I could talk to you for a long time. This stuff absolutely fascinates me. We're going to obviously have to have you back on, my friend.
Guys, we're done with Stafford. I'm done with Isaiah 6. If you understood the arguments, you learned the arguments, master the argument.